Hello. So, I've got a secret. When I moved into my house 2.5 years ago, this living room was an off-white, beigey, bland color. The very first thing I did was to paint this room the boldest color I could think of, a color that spoke to my soul, which is this moody, dark red. And when I painted it that color, I started to get ideas. I started thinking, what if this living room was like the culmination of all my interests and passions, aesthetic preferences. And so the most logical choice was to turn it medieval, of course.
I'll have the medieval meal.
Yeah, one medieval meal.
Growing up on rich, colorful medieval masterpieces like Sleeping Beauty and The Sword and the Stone, and then later on in life, A Knight's Tale and The Princess Bride. Over a decades-long love of BBC's Merlin, which I've probably watched 5 times all the way through by now, and I never seem to get sick of. I just got the DVD box set for Christmas last year, so it's okay, you can be jealous. The theming is largely a subtle one at the moment because I'm working with existing furniture that I had, mostly reserved to decorative pieces that I've collected over the years. However, one thing that I knew was going to make a big leap forward in the theming of this room. I not only wanted to paint the walls, but I wanted to paint these archways, and within them, paint a medieval mural. Something distinctly bespoke and custom that was inspired by medieval tapestries and silly little guys on illuminated manuscripts. Something that could weave in my love for medieval iconography and also use my skill set as an illustrator. And taking it one step further, I could not only incorporate pretty classic iconography, but I could work in characterizations of my cats and the family pets, inspired by the storytelling and family lineage aspect of medieval tapestries. Once completed, it would have the potential to take a seemingly simple piece of architecture and carry the entire medieval theme on its back, or on its wall, surface, facade, you know. So, what's the secret then? Well, the secret is it's already done. And I can show it to you right now. I just need to step back a little bit. Yep. You're good. Okay, now look to the left. So yeah, sadly, I can't show you any really dramatic before and after footage in this video because the before footage does not exist. But if you want to see how I made this, I can show you that. So let me take you on a journey. After what felt like years, and that's because it literally was years of hemming and hawing and troubleshooting how I was going to do this, I finally got around to sketching. It was 6 weeks ago, in the middle of what was a very sweltering June. Oh, okay. Okay, sweet, success. I can't believe that worked. I mean, I kind of can believe it, but I'm still relieved. So initially my idea was to make this stencil. I had made two different stencils, one like star one, and then another kind of weird looking flower thing, which I ended up not using. I got maybe 30 or 40 minutes into this process before I realized I did not need to be doing all that, at least for this first layer of paint, and I could make everything go way faster by just making a foam stamp and just stamping the paint on instead. I do not know why I did not think of this sooner. It seems really dumb and obvious looking back on it, but, you know, I'm just glad I realized it sooner rather than later. Once I knew the stamp was gonna work, I pretty much just went to town on it. I would start at the top centermost part of each arch and then just gradually make my way down, just kind of using the edge of the stamp as a guide for the amount of space in between each one. And yeah, I'm super happy that I ended up pivoting to this method because I can only imagine how long it would have taken me hand drawing with a stencil and painting each one in. Yeah, with this method, I think stamping all 3 arches took me maybe an hour, if that. And I gotta say, I feel like I've opened a Pandora's box with this. I am kind of tempted to just stamp everything, all the walls of my house now. It was just so easy to make it and might be a good kind of alternative to wallpapering or something like that in the future. So why don't we have a little chat while I work? You can come on down here. That's better. Wanted to paint these like a blue, something that was similar in tone to this wall color. Now I just have to run around in circles because I'm gonna have to do a really thin outline around all these because now you can't really see the stars in here because the tone is so similar. So sometimes you feel like you're wasting a lot of time making art because you didn't make the right decision, but making the decisions is what art is. So I think that's what pisses me off so much about AI. It's something that I have existential crises about at least once a day. All creativity is integral to being a human being. I don't think we should be giving that away so freely, our ability to think, which maybe it's a good time to talk about it because even this design, you know, this sparkle motif, the star motif is kind of everywhere right now. Every AI company wants to co-opt the star as a symbol of how magical and wonderful AI is. And you know what? That, because I'm taking back the star in the name of whimsy, okay? We're not letting them have it. I just think being inundated with so much AI makes it more apparent how important it is to be sharing creativity and trying to inspire other people to use their brains, make something, whatever that is. In this age where everything is so performative, so much of our lives is dictated by how we're perceived by others online. You want whatever you're showing to the world to look as perfect and flawless as it possibly can. And you feel like if you make something bad and put it out into the world, it will reflect poorly on you as a person. I think the most critical thing to remember is that no matter how much you want to compare yourself to other people, art is not the perfect product. Art is the process. It's the time and attention you put into something, whether or not it looks good, whether or not you can make a profit from it. As an artist, I just, more than ever in my life, have been inspired to be in touch with my creative self, trying to express myself as a human through the act of making art, even if I'm trying something new and I'm not perfect at it. And that kind of leads me into something that I have been wanting to talk about for a while, kind of how my channel is changing. I haven't really been compelled to share some of the interior decorating stuff that I've been working on. There's this thing that I feel like isn't talked about, which is if you make videos, you feel like you have to stick to a niche. And along with that, there's also this pressure that if I want to start making stuff about the home projects I'm working on or something, I have to know what I'm talking about. Like, I either have to be an expert in interior design or have to somehow make this a tutorial that you can follow, because if neither of those things are met, then why am I even making the video? Who's gonna stick around for that? And I know that's not true because I myself am an avid YouTube video watcher and I watch all kinds of videos. I like spending time with that creator, seeing whatever they're doing or making. And honestly, the kind of videos that I was making 5, 6 years ago, even a few years ago, I wouldn't make now. I mostly started this channel making a lot of Disney content, a lot of ranking videos, talking about all the different fandoms, I guess, that I am passionate about or was more passionate about. And some of them I still am to a degree. I've always been an artistic person. I do have a lot of appreciation for animation as an industry. It just feels very disingenuous to be making videos about Disney as a company. I'm not feeling, the last couple years especially, I've not been feeling in the let's support capitalism spirit. And it also feels disingenuous because I haven't been a fan of really anything Disney has put out in the last, decade or so. I think I'll always make time for the odd, silly, goofy, nerdy video. But really what it boils down to is that my channel is going to change as much as I change. I've been much more called to making things, working on my house, even though my channel has changed drastically and maybe not everyone is interested in sticking around. Hopefully the videos that I make reaches at least somebody that is inspired to do something, either with their hands or with their mind, and be creative, because I just think it's the most valuable commodity in our world right now. I thought it'd be a good time to just shout out some of the creative YouTube channels that I've been really inspired by over the last couple years and months, some of which inspired the kind of rebirth of this channel. Definitely my number one, I never miss a video of hers, is Kathleen Illustrated. Her videos just, I don't know how to explain it. It's the same kind of warm hug that I used to get watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood growing up. Her videos just have an ease and a sense of warmth and comfort to them. She's a very skilled artist, but is also not afraid to try new things, and I just really admire her creativity and all the kooky things that she makes in kind of the house renovation, DIY, interior decor space. Ariel Bissett. What I love about her channel, she just is not afraid to make a video about a seemingly very small house project, just she'll come up with a list of, 10-minute projects that have just been bugging her and put out a video on that, which just goes to show that you don't always have to have this giant, really dramatic before and after in order to share cool things that you're doing to your house. So I definitely want to abide more by that logic. She also just has a very unique, colorful, fun sense of decor style and just isn't the kind of boring, everyday stuff, trendy things that you're seeing all over the place. Let's see, a few more creative channels that come to mind. Emmy Klatt just does all kinds of creative videos. She casts a very wide net in terms of the different kinds of crafts that she's willing to try. And perfectionism is definitely not the only goal. It's just to experiment and have fun. Been a longtime follower of Mechanical Fiend, miniatures and sculptures out of usually scrap and garbage, but super creative in terms of the video editing and the storytelling that's created. Prickly Alpaca is another big one. Been a longtime fan of her and also Rachel Maxey, of course. Both of them very talented, making things, sewing things, very admirable in terms of large scale projects. The Morning Chorus is my go-to for gardening content, something I haven't shared yet on this channel, but I have really gotten into gardening since I bought my house, and that channel is just very fun and relatable for some plant nonsense and the creativity that comes with landscaping. Oh, and I can't forget about Wizard's Keep. That's a relatively new one for me. Oh my gosh, I've never laughed so hard. If you love all things medieval and fantasy with big dose of silliness, I highly recommend. All of the people I've mentioned, I will link their channels down below, as well as maybe a few others. Big time inspired by all those people, and just the art community is such a fun place to be. So yeah, let's get back to wherever I'm at in the project. It's going on forever. The border's going on forever, isn't it? Okay, we're gonna speed things up because I still have to paint all the stars, and then I still have to outline all the everything. Archway 1 before, and now to do 2 more on the other arch. It's 9 p.m. and that means I'm done, which is good because my back hurts really bad. Turns out standing on a ladder and hunched on the floor like Gollum for 8 hours is not very good for your back. It looks really good, but that's just the border, and I still have to do all the stuff in the archway, which was kind of the whole point to begin with. I like the border. It adds a cool architectural feature to the living room, so I'm not mad about it, but my back is very mad about it. Yeah, what else do I have to say? Oh, I used this office chair when I could. Pro tip, if you're doing something like this, try to use a comfy chair as much as you can. I could only use it for maybe like a quarter of each set of borders that I was at the right height for it. It's better than nothing. It's better than forcibly standing the whole time or trying to crouch or something. So, that's fine. That's fine.
This one's for a baby named Ella of Frel.
Charlotte?
No, please call me Char. Sorry about that. Occupational hazard.
This crown is mine! This kingdom is...
Oops.
Once I was finally ready to move on to the archway, it did take a long time for me to set up the projector, try to adjust it to exactly the right size. Weasley really liked being in the way for that bit. It was really hard to get him to not touch the projector while I was using it, because if he bumped it, then basically that section was useless and I had to start over because it was impossible to get it back in the exact same place again. But yeah, it was a lot of micro adjustments and then painting a little bit and then moving the projector again and making a bunch of micro adjustments and just kind of doing that on repeat forever. But yeah, I had to do the top of the arch first, started at the center and worked my way down, and yeah, this sucked ass. It was really hard to paint delicate, fine lines and hold my hand steady painting at this angle. And on top of it just being very difficult, I was on my period this day and cramping a lot, and my back was killing me already, and then trying to stand on a ladder, trying to paint the whole thing, staying steady while I was in pain. Yeah, would not recommend. But also this just means that I'm a better person than Michelangelo because I did this on my period, and you know what? You can't tell me otherwise. Michelangelo can suck it. But yeah, I just kind of did this routine back and forth for a really long time, at least a couple hours. It was not very fun, I would say. The tracing bit was probably my least favorite of the whole process. It definitely was a lot better than if I would have had to, from scratch, try to recreate my entire digital illustration. So I'm glad that the projector made it a lot faster. But even the time that I cut down with it, it still did suck a lot. Once I was done with all that, I was very grateful to move on to painting the flat color. So yeah, I'm at the part of the project where I'm definitely losing steam, but I've already spent so many hours on it that my motivation is on its last legs. The tank is just about empty. I think what I'm gonna do is do some touch up for now because it seems a little bit less daunting than all of the line work that I have to do in order to finish it. There are some areas that, like now that I've stood back and looked at all the flat color that I added, there's some areas that I feel like look too thick, too heavy, and it's not very well balanced. So like cover up areas that I think need less purple with the original wall paint. That will be a way for me to kind of keep the project rolling without doing the thing that is mentally blocking me from wanting to finish it. So line art is also so precise. It's kind of like doing wallpaper. If anybody has ever told you that you need to wait for a day when you have a lot of patience to apply wallpaper, it's kind of like that. Like I'm not in the headspace today, nor was I in the headspace yesterday to be really steady-handed doing very detailed line art. Yeah, there's also some stuff going on in my personal life right now that's kind of making it hard to push forward on this. It's something that makes me really want to finish this, and at the same time is making it really hard to finish this. So that's where we're at today. I'm gonna take the easy win, and the line art can wait for another day. Okay, I definitely think it looks better now that I touched it up a little bit. The bottom just has so many vines and stuff, but now it's like less chunky up top. The castle and the dragon was a little too thick, a little too juicy. So thinned out some of the areas. I still think I might kind of continue this like ribbon motif, continue the vine thing like up, just because now like these aren't connected at all. They're just very separate from each other. On the other side, I thinned out like the trees a little bit. They were a little bit too much of a big blob. To finish out, I might just add some more fish or something because it's a little sparse at the bottom. It's definitely more balanced now than it was before. I do have to talk a little bit about each of the pets that I'm featuring on this mural because it's an excuse to talk about pets. So yeah, this is my sweet boy Weasley. If you've watched my other videos, he's been on the channel pretty much the whole time. Got in 2019. Unfortunately, before all the J.K. Rowling transphobia nonsense, so, you know, his name is what it is. I've kind of stopped associating it with Harry Potter, and yeah, I just associate it with him. He is such a snuggler, he's a lover boy, so I wanted to paint him as such, and he also loves garden time, watching birds, being out in the 3-season room, so I painted him amongst the fairies and the flowers on this mural, and he's just taking a big ol' snooze, because he loves a snuggle and a snooze. I'm also very obsessed with the big poofy sleeves that I gave him, very inspired by some of the costuming in Robin Hood. I just think they fit his round, rotund stature very well, you know? My boy is a big 19-pound fluff ball of cuddles, okay? He needed some big poofy sleeves to match. Then we have Miss Beatrice, Miss B, Misbehave, Bean, String Bean. Many names for her, but mostly call her Miss B or B. She is very talkative, just a fun-loving, playful little girl, so I made her a bard. She is named after Beatrice from Over the Garden Wall. Her name does suit her. She's just always singing a little song. Also, I just had to have her standing on 2 legs, even though she's the only cat in this piece that is, because she does like standing and getting herself into awkward positions. She's just a noodle. We'll kind of just stand and sit, however. So she also has big time little sister energy. She often is bordering on driving Weasley insane. He's very patient, but she does test that patience regularly. It seemed appropriate to have her just right above Weasley, playing her little heart out while Weasley just tries to mind his own damn business and take a nap. Moving on to my parents' animals. This is Fergus. Fergus is a sweetie that they've had for a few years now. I think he's 3.5. Slightly less rowdy than he was as a puppy, but he's very much in line with Beatrice. He just loves having a good time, playing, just the happiest boy ever.
Oh, good boy. Good boy.
Loves his ball to death, so he had to be painted with it. He's so silly, goofy, makes us laugh all the time, so Jester was the only choice for him, and I had a lot of fun making him his little bell collar, this little, I don't know, peasant cap, which he would never wear in real life, but, you know, it's a fantasy, so we can pretend like he would tolerate this. This is Archie. Sadly, at the time of me painting this, we got the news that Archie was pretty sick, made the decision to put him down, and we had a really good last week with him, trying to, just enjoy the time we had left, and just very hard working on this during that time. Like the footage you're seeing now, when I painted that, he was still with us, but at that time we knew that we would only have a week left with him, and so it was a very hard, very bittersweet thing to be working on. And yeah, I think I really did him justice. I painted him as a scribe because he just had a lot to say about everything and anything. He had the loudest voice from the littlest guy. You always knew when he was around. He just announced himself like nothing else. He is immortalized as a scribe to write down all the happenings of our family history. So, love him very much, miss him a lot. I wasn't planning on adding his sister. That was the start of our family's 2020. Even before COVID, we had to put down Merritt, who we had gotten even before Archie, back when I was a sophomore in high school. I retroactively kind of decided when we got the news about Archie that it just seemed fitting as a way to honor Archie for him to be immortalized with his sister on the wall. And also, more selfishly, I just really needed to have a princess, okay? Beatrice, she's my little princess in my heart, but thematically, she's definitely more of a silly, goofy bard and not demure princess vibes whatsoever. So Merritt, however, was always the queen of the house, and so putting her in the window with the roses, with the big princess hat, just was perfect, and I'm so happy that we have a queen of this mural. And that is all the pets done. It definitely took me the longest to perfect all of these guys, get their faces right, get their poses right. And now that that's all done, we can finally call this project complete, and it's time for the final reveal. I am just so happy that I did this. I actually really regret now that I waited so long. If I would have just kind of gotten out of my own head a little bit and stopped letting my doubts hold me back. So in any case, I'm very happy that it's done now. Even just the border, I love looking at it on all the archways, but more than that, more than just like as an architectural interior design feature, I am very happy about the painting on the inside of this arch. If I was a perfectionist about anything in this project, which is a problem for me in general, but it did definitely come through when I was painting the family pets. I wanted to get them right. I think I did, and I'm very happy with how they all turned out. I think it's a special way for me to honor the pets that are in my life right now, and a couple of the pets that are no longer with us, including Archie. It was therapeutic, I guess. A nice way to very, very directly honor him. There is a part of me that wonders, like, will this mural be up forever? Maybe not. Maybe someday I'll paint over it. But I do have the artwork that I drew on the iPad to work from, so I can always turn that into some kind of other piece, other printed artwork. I'm glad that that at least exists in another form, just in case this isn't here forever, but I honestly don't know why I would want to change it, really. It will be at least here for a very long time. Yeah, I cannot wait to show this off to literally every person that comes over to my house. It's going to be the first thing that greets them through the front door, and there's obviously a story to tell with a lot of the things that I painted, so I'm also glad that I could share it with all of you and welcome you into my home for a little while. So thank you for sticking around. As I talked about earlier, I do, foresee that this channel is going to change a lot from what it looked like 5 years ago. This kind of stuff is what you can more so expect from me in the future. I do plan to shift more into art and crafting. So yeah, if you like this kind of videos, I would be happy to have you. My guiding hope, wish, goal for this channel in the future is definitely going to be just to create kind of a calming, creative space for other people to just hang out. If it happens to inspire you to make something or do something creative, that is amazing, and that's what I want to share with the world. So yeah, community and creativity. If that sounds good to you, welcome, and I cannot wait to show you what I'm going to make next. I will give you a bit of a hint. It is not a part 2, but thematically tied to this project. So if you're interested to see what that is, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.